Film noir is a cinematic term used to describe the aesthetics and recurring themes of Hollywood thrillers and crime dramas of the early 1940s and 50s. The term was coined by French critic Nino Frank, and the word noir comes from the French word for black, which not only relates to the grayscale film the original 1940s and 50s movies were shot on, but the repeated themes like corruption and death. First of all, we'll study the look. Most classic film noir movies contain certain features that make them instantly identifiable as film noir. The men dressed in a suit with a trench coat and fedora, whilst often carrying a handgun. As Blade Runner is set in the future, Deckard's costume is given more of a sci-fi twist, with a coloured shirt and geometric patterned tie, whereas Scotty retains the classic look. Smoking is also customary in film noir, and although neither protagonist in Vertigo or Blade Runner smoke, it is everywhere in Blade Runner. Deckard is surrounded by smokers, and many places he ends up in are filled with smoke. This helps create silhouettes, and like rain, allows light rays to appear more prominent, which leads me to my next point of chiaroscuro lighting. This developed during the Renaissance and is characterised by high contrast, harsh shadows, and darkness dominating much of the image. A recurring character in film noir is the private detective, which is a category both Deckard and Scotty fall under. They are given a specific task by someone more powerful than them. Scotty to follow Madeleine, and Deckard to locate and identify replicants. Their similarities range not just from the way they dress, but their personal attributes as well. They both appear cynical. Scotty following Madeleine changes from a job to a personal obsession, and when forcing Judy to change, he disregards all her concerns and how much it is upsetting her, because he only cares about fulfilling his deep desire. Deckard doesn't seem to care about anything until he meets Rachel. He feels sorry for her that she doesn't know who she is, and so decides not to retire her. He takes her away to keep her safe, but forces himself on her, which makes us question him and whether he is keeping her captive not for her safety, but for his own obsession. Both characters are also morally ambiguous. Deckard is torn between his responsibility as a Blade Runner and his compassion for Rachel, whereas Scotty is torn between the right way to treat people and his deep, dark sexual desires. Both films also include femme fatales, a dangerous but beautiful woman who is seductive and powerful. Madeleine in Vertigo is a clear example who has the ability to entice Scotty and make him obey her will just from the way she looks and acts. However, you could argue she is not in control, as she is under the control of Elster. There is in fact two femme fatales in Blade Runner. The first I'll cover is Rachel. She does not act or appear dangerous, however she is illegal. If found, she and Deckard could find themselves dead, which could, in a way, attract Deckard to her. The other femme fatale is Pris. Blonde and sexualized, she seduces Sebastian to get access to Tyrell. She is physically strong and almost kills Deckard in the final fight scene. Overall, I think it is clear both Hitchcock's and Scott's films, Vertigo and Blade Runner respectively, have been influenced by film noir in both aesthetic and thematic ways.